Shall we get these people on their feet?
Yes.
Yes. Good morning, everybody.
I know it's early, but please rise.
And join us in singing, God's love is deep within me.
God's love is deep within me, never satisfy my soul. God's love is deep within me, never satisfy my soul. God's light is deep within me, never satisfy my soul. God's light is deep within me, never satisfy my soul. God's peace is deep within me, never satisfy my soul. God's peace is deep within me, never satisfy my soul. God's love is deep within me, never satisfy my soul. God's love is deep within me, never satisfy my soul. Never satisfy my soul, never satisfy my soul.
Oh, you sound great.
No, not yet.
Oh, you got one more?
Please
We're all
remain.
synchronized here. All right.
Please remain standing and join us in singing. Put your hand in the hand.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Put your hand in the hand of the man who stilled the water. Put your hand in the hand of the man who calmed the sea. Take a look at yourself and you can look at others differently. Put your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee. Every time I look into the holy book, I wanna tremble. When I read about the part where the carpenter cleared the temple. Cause the buyers and the sellers were no different fellas than what I profess to be. And it causes me pain to know I'm not the person I could be. So put your hand in the hand of the man who stilled the water. Put your hand in the hand of the man who calmed the sea. Take a look at yourself and you can look at others differently. Putting your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee. Mama taught me how to pray before I reached the age of 7. And when I'm quiet and still, that's the time I feel closest to heaven. No need to spend all your life caught up in fear and strife. We were all meant to be free. So I'm asking you to join the Christ Spirit singing joy with me. Put your hand in the hand of the man who stilled the waters. Put your hand in the hand of the man who calmed the sea. Take a look at yourself and you can look at others differently. Put your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee. Again.
One more time.
Put your hand in the hand of the man who stilled the water. Put your hand in the hand of the man who calmed the sea. Take a look at yourself and you can look at others differently. Put your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee. By putting your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee. By putting your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee. Woo!
Is this 9:30 service?
Good morning, everybody. Hello. Let's give a hand to the Hard Dream for their nice music. Well, good morning. Welcome to Unity, and it's my pleasure. I'm Leslie Tremaine. It's my pleasure that I get to welcome you to the service today. If you're experiencing Unity for the first time, whether here or online, we are adopting you into our spiritual community, and we truly appreciate you being with us here today. We regularly join in affirmative prayer statements at Unity during our service, and most of these are on the front cover of the bulletin and on the monitors, so please, either place where you'll find them. Before we begin, would you take a moment to check your cell phones and make sure they're completely turned off? Actually, mine aren't, but I will stop and do that afterwards. I turned them down, but oh dear. We're streaming online, and it does interfere with the electronics piece, so if you do yours, I'll do mine later. Thank you. While we're checking the cell phones, please, I want to say welcome to our online friends. I understand that we're having a nice group of people who watch us, and we appreciate you keeping the energy and the support out in the world as we hold it here at Unity in Walnut Creek. And as I said, we're blessed to have our musicians as Heart Dream, and their CDs are out on the patio after the service. So we're going to start our service with our affirmation. We do that by taking a deep breath, centering in our hearts and into our body. We'll say it together 3 times, and I like to take a breath in between, so I really feel like I'm really taking in the words. So together we say, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. So take a breath, and then we say together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And again, one more time. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. With that in our hearts, we'll join together with the statement of unity. Again, it's in the bulletin and on the monitor. Together we say, God's love is within each of us, guiding us to dynamically express our wholeness, wisdom, and abundance. We acknowledge the universal wisdom in the Christ teachings and in all spiritual paths. I now choose to open to the presence of divine love and to be changed at depth. Throughout this sacred time, God is uplifting me, and through my heart, the world. The heart minister will be Greg, and he will read the daily word.
Okay, good morning. The word for today is divine order. Today is a divine order day. Seeing the symmetry of the world around me, I am reminded of the symmetry of mind, idea, and expression that allows me to co-create my world in wonderful ways. I affirm and give thanks for ideas that come to me. I build on these ideas to manifest abundance. Each idea backed by action brings fruit in its season, results that bless me and others. I am grateful for every blessing. Today is a divine order day. Wholeness and serenity are my nature, and I speak words and take actions that promote healing, harmony, goodwill, and joy. I surrender any need for a specific outcome and celebrate this divine order day. They are like trees planted by streams of water, which yield their fruit in its season, from Psalms 1 through 3, verse 3. And the affirmation for today is a divine order day. Let's repeat that together. Today is a divine order day. And one more time. Today is a divine order day. Thank you.
Please remain seated and join us in singing My Heart is Filled after a brief introduction.
My heart is filled with love for you. My heart is filled with love
Thank you. There are many ways, as you all know, that we support each year at Unity, and I'm going to highlight a couple of things, but please check your bulletin, the center point, weekly email newsletters, and our website. If you're interested in taking the step of joining our Unity community as a member, or if you're just interested in learning more about Unity, join Reverend David for our Unity membership class. The class is a prerequisite to becoming a Unity member. Now, it doesn't say when it is. Is that just an announcement piece? It's in the bulletin. Very good. Georgia Sathis is back by popular demand along with her colleague Dorothy Oha from the Boston Bay Area. Come hear a conversation between two very seasoned astrologists regarding the upcoming planetary changes and what they could mean to you. Check today's bulletins for details. And Andrew Metzis has had an announcement about the crab feed. Come on, Andrew.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. As you may or may not know, we have our 5th annual crab feed coming the 26th, which is 2 Saturdays, I think. And it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be dancing, raffles, crab, and the youth are going to be waiting tables. And for tickets, it's $40 for adults, $15 for kids. I mean, it's a really good time. I really encourage anyone that is even slightly interested to go, because it is just a blast. Like I don't know, but Leslie does need help with raffle baskets, and the last day to buy tickets is the 20th, next Sunday. So once again, I just really encourage. It's so much fun. Just please, if you have the time and you want to go, just go for it. It's a blast. All right. So thank you for listening.
It's fun to have our young people here, isn't it? They did a great job several weeks ago, and Andrew did a wonderful job. Thanks, honey. If you're here for the first time, we are pleased that you have joined us. We'd like to extend our special blessing to you. We do this by rubbing our hands, and we send the energy out to everybody here. We focus our energy and we say, we love you, we bless you, and we behold the Christ light shining through you. Now we'd like to acknowledge you if you are visitors, because we have a gift for you. We have a chalet. Do we have any gifts with us? Yes, with us? I think we're all family here.
Welcome.
Oh, there we go. Thank you. Well, you are all family. We're all still our family. You're part of our family. The chalet has an affirmation on it. Somebody that you know? The affirmation says, just as God has designed for every shell of the sea, so God has designed for your life. So we'll hold that in our hearts for you. And we'd like to have you join us on the patio. Crab tickets for sale out there and people to meet. So with that, let's all stand and greet each other.
Oh, sing, my heart, sing. Let my eyes gaze upon you, upon my Lord, upon my Lord. I am you, you are me, thou art everybody. I am
All right, take that deep breath through your heart. And as you let it out, just wiggle around, get comfortable in your seats as we enter into a time of prayer and meditation together. As you focus on that, on your heart and that joy at being aware of this divine presence that enfolds you, let the music be part of that journey to the very center of your heart.
Be still and know I am God. 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 Be still and know I am God.
As you take that deep breath, be still and know that I am God. Words by that divine love spoken through the psalmist. As we breathe in that awareness of this divine love that enfolds us and surrounds us. Breathing out and resting open, receptive. Mother, Father, God, infinite love, beloved presence. As we take this inner journey, this journey that we might know you more completely, that we might awaken to your love as never before. We know that it is you that is calling us to this very center of being. And as you draw us into our hearts, you awaken in us the love that you are. The love that lets us look upon this beautiful day and see your presence. The love that lets us look upon those close to us and see your light within them. The love that lets us take the hand of little ones while our hearts delight in the beauty of your presence, expressing through such exquisite beings, here to bless and to grow, to create, and to know more fully your presence. We know your love. And we know that that love responds to every need that we have before we would even ask. And that with you all things are possible. So we place in your care all concerns. And joyfully we move into that deep peace that you are in our hearts. And from that place of peace, we enter into stillness as you call to us, be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Still and know that I am. Mother, Father, God, infinite love. From this place of stillness, from that moment of being, simply one with you, We celebrate that you are this presence that we call love. This power that moves in and through our hearts that we experience in these feelings that are the touch of you, your presence, your power, your love. And so we open ourselves to let this experience of love flow in and through our beings, blessing every cell, enlightening our minds, bringing deep peace throughout our beings. And we radiate this love. And we send it to each one who is dear to us, healing, blessing, guiding. We take your love. And we radiate it across this spiritual community, becoming a part of that light and wisdom that flows through each being. We radiate your love, sending it across the communities in which we live, sending it across our nation, healing all fears and bringing forth its great wisdom and compassion. We send it across the nations of the world, calling forth the wisdom of all people. We send your love to all who join us in prayer this day, whether in mosque or synagogue, temple or church, whether gathered at home or on the hillsides. For in seeking to know you, we are all one. And we radiate your love. We send it to the earth and to the creatures of the earth, and we send it to the heart of every single person. For you are the love in each heart, and in that love, we are one. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Please join me. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And once again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. In the Christ joy it is so. Amen.
You are spirit, you are free, you are infinity. When you give up on dreaming, the sun sets in your mind. You lose your freedom, gift of mankind. Crashing waves can't pull you down. Don't you know your soul can drown? You are spirit, you are free, you are infinity. you've opened your heart, you've let your soul expand. Awakening now, you understand. Crashing waves can pull you down. Don't you know your soul can run? You are spirit, you are free, you are infinity.
Thank you. All right. That's my Valentine's Day tie. Happy day before Valentine's Day. And happy day after Leon's 90th birthday. Did I get that right? Stand up. Let's give this here. Now, Nathaniel's doing 32 today. You don't get a standing ovation until you make it to 90. All right. Oh, life is so good, so good. I got to, well, how many of you were here yesterday? Well, we got to do heart math and learn about the heart and this amazing power of love that's within us, and play with the science that begins to say, wow, it's even more than you thought it was. One of the things that has happened as I look on my life and the spiritual growth that's been there is there are many different kind of directions that an individual's growth can take, and many fascinating things to touch and work with in the development of the spiritual self. But I know that mine has really focused on the understanding of love and the heart and what that is. That's been central for me in my own growth, and so I'm here to apologize to Valentine's Day, because I've realized there was a part of me that kind of dismissed it as a trick by Hallmark Cards. Okay, to really get us into just buying more cards on that day, and then I started to think and realize it is probably one of the most spiritual of our holidays, because it focuses directly on love. And as near as I can tell, love is what it's all about. And as near as I can understand in Jesus' teachings, that's what he was saying. So it's quite all right if Hallmark card makes some money on Valentine's Day. I can appreciate them for that, and may they do well. The experience of focusing on love is such an amazing thing, because it gets us down to that question, and it's a question I have avoided very successfully over many years. The question, well, what is love? And one of the reasons that I avoid the question is that what part of you wants to know but your head? I mean, the mind wants to take and analyze it and put it into boxes, and it just doesn't work that way. And as I've talked about love, I noticed some folks have said, well, you know, there are folks that are just going to hear that as romantic love. And so I began, well, if God is love, now, I need to stop there, because every now and then I notice I go to the wrong place with God is love, and I think of a God, a being that loves. And I don't think that's the deal. I think that God is, the divine is the love, that power that flows through us, that we experience and identify as love. Not loving us, but the love that we are and that flows through us. So if God is love, then is God romantic love? What do you think? Yep. No. Well, now I want you to remember back, okay? I want you to remember one of those deep romantic love experiences, okay? And remember when you were looking at that person, how you saw them. Now, my guess is how you saw them was very different than how anyone else was seeing them. All right? You know, I mean, you were seeing this amazing being. You thought how wonderful they were. You saw their wisdom. You saw that light in them, and it just lit you up. I think that is a divine vision. Because in that experience of love, you got to see with the eyes of the divine. You got to see the spiritual self that's there. That is just amazing. Wow, who wouldn't want to be connected to that? What a spiritual experience. Now, it's true you may have had some hormones going on at the same time. Okay, and we might have had some of our security insecurities playing, you know, that's, I really like you because you like me, and so that makes me feel good because I feel a little more secure when somebody likes me, and, you know, we may have had that stuff going on too. That's okay. But that doesn't mean that what you saw was not a spiritual experience, that it was anything other than the experience of God. Because that power to see who we really are is a divine power flowing in and through us. And what fun that it gets in the romance game. But and it shows up one of the great gifts in learning about love has been this discovery that the thing we call love, I think of it as this, like the experience of light that comes down in it, and it hits the prism, and it then projects a ray of colors, all the different colors, and that love becomes a whole set of feelings that we experience, and all of those feelings are part of the experience of love. They are all very legitimate experiences of the divine and of the spiritual being that you are awakening and expressing its oneness, letting that divine power flow through you. I have a good friend, a spiritual teacher at one point in my life, and he told me about the experience of when he was an elementary school teacher. He said the greatest day of the year was Valentine's Day, right? Because hey, here were all the kids. They brought in their boxes with their Valentines for everybody. So they were accepting and appreciating every kid in the class, and everyone was accepting and appreciating them. He said it was the calmest, most serene day that any teacher could have, because it brought that harmonizing power of love into the experience. So that experience of appreciation is a part of love. And don't you appreciate the people you love? Yeah, it becomes a part of it. And the experience of care. One of the things, when I go back and look at Jesus' teachings, was the focus that he did upon care as a part of love. The more I look, the more I'm convinced that so much of what he was teaching was simply how to love. And so he gives us the teaching of care. Let me share with you from Matthew 25. And so this is the acknowledgement of those that he is affirming as righteous beings, or as those that are attuned to and expressing that divine, that direction that has been given. And he says, take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. For I was hungry and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and you invited me in. I needed clothes and you clothed me. I was sick and you looked after me. I was in prison and you came to visit me. And then the righteous will answer him, Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go to visit you? He replies, truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. Care. That expression of love, one of those frequencies, energies, it's a part of that love. Don't you really care for the people you love? Yeah. And one of the most powerful, and it's one that I keep growing and finding expands in my own understanding, and that's the experience of compassion. Because I believe compassion is a very, very powerful form and experience of what love is. And Jesus gives us the example of compassion in the story of the Good Samaritan. To share it in part, a man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho when he was attacked by robbers. They stripped him of his clothes, beat him, and went away, leaving him half dead. But a Samaritan, as he traveled, came where the man was. And when he saw him, he took pity on him. He went to him and bandaged his wounds, putting on oil and wine. Then he put the man on his own donkey, brought him to an inn, and took care of him. The next day he took out 2 denarii and gave them to the innkeeper. Look after him, he said, and when I return, I will reimburse you for the extra expense you may have. Which of these people, of the different ones that had gone by, was neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of the robbers? The student of the law replied, the one who had mercy on him. Jesus told him, go and do likewise. Well, the term mercy, I believe, is really what he's talking about in terms of the feeling, in the feeling world. It is the feeling of compassion, a beautiful part of love. And then he goes back again and again and again to the teaching of love. A new command I give you, love one another as I have loved you. So this whole breadth of feeling, and think of the different feelings that are a part of your experience of love. Think of the happiness that comes. You know, just anybody parents? Wow, you get to, I mean, you know, you get a kid that turns 32 and makes it. Wow, and he's up there playing drums. That's a good deal. I mean, we are several days away from my youngest daughter's giving birth to her first child, and wow, here is this beautiful woman, who's going to bring forth and care, and wow, they grow up to be these magnificent beings, and what fun when they're that the happiness they bring, and then when you hit that love, there's a part of it that is peace. When it's there and it's a part of your life and it's part of your heart, there is a peace that you have because you know a greater presence, you know a greater order that is in your life because you are in touch with that divine presence flowing in and through you. What a fascinating experience. All these different feelings that become a part of our experience of love. My challenge is that words are okay, but they don't capture it. What I find is often for me, it's easier for me to touch something visually than with words. So I had fun just putting some images to the different feelings that might be there as a part of love. So John, would you run that for us? Let's go back and start up. We're still there. Okay, there we go. Yeah, appreciation. That, wow, special when you look at someone that way. And I'm an old moose guy, so I love that one. Yeah, care. The feelings of care, the feeling of compassion. How often you felt it in your own heart. That divine presence as love and friendship. Yeah, isn't friendship an amazing thing? What a delightful and romantic love, a part of it too. It lets us see each other differently, if you will. The prince and the princess that we become in each other's eyes, regardless of how we really look. And the happiness that's there, yeah. And the peace, that beautiful, beautiful peace that's a part of the love. Yeah, that lets you just let go and be. Love, that connector, it connects us. It makes us all family. And because that is where your heart really is. All right, so feelings, beautiful feelings. So as you go about it, as you get a chance to find the different ways to express the love, that is a divine experience. In the understanding of the mystical experience, it is the experience of the presence of God. Every time you love, you are experiencing the presence of God. And You are the experience of the presence of God to that world that you love. For being that, thank you.
Thank you, David. If you'd like prayer support for challenges and or celebrations, our heart ministers will be available after the service in the sanctuary here or on the patio. And our heart ministers wear the lavender stoles, so you can see them among us standing around. You're also invited to place a prayer request in our prayer box, which is by the front door, and we also have one in the book center, and we'll be praying with you throughout the week. Now it's time for our prosperity celebration, so we're going to shift to our giving. As we receive, we're going to give. Please remember, if you're doing a love and action donation, to use the marked envelopes, please. And I invite you to take your tithes and offerings in your hand and maybe hold them next to our heart, as David talks about our heart today. And we need to all remember that God is the source of all our good. So together we say, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I'm truly grateful. The ushers will come forward towards the end of the service. Song.
Only love is
Stand and share together our prayer of protection. We're on the wall. Together, the light
of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
and our peace song. You are the love and the light and the peace and the earth right now. So let it shine and have fun.
1, 2, 3, 4. Put your hand in the hand of the man who still the water. Put your hand in the hand of the man who calmed the sea. Take a look at yourself and you can look at others differently. Put your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee.
Tell it, John.
I'm talking and I pray before I reach the age of 7. And when I'm quiet and still, that's the time I feel closest to heaven. Don't need to spend all your life caught up in fear and strife. We were all meant to be free. So I'm asking you to join the Christ Spirit, singing joy with me. Put your hand in the hand of the man who still the water. Put your hand in the hand of the man who calmed the sea. Take a look at yourself and you can see at others differently. Put your hand in the hand from the man from Galilee. Put your hand in the hand of the man who still the water. Still the water. Put your hand in the hand of the man who calmed the sea. Take a look at yourself and you can look at others differently. Put your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee. Put your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee. Put your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee.
Give the drummer some.